and discuss with you so that you can negotiate and find an amicable way on how you're going to make sure the county government runs. Because for us, any county that is in trouble, you know that for sure that Kitui, where we were last week, has the same issues. The speaker is doing his things, the governor is doing her things, MCAs are screaming at each other and everywhere. So basically, your two counties of Eastern Kenya are in trouble. And as I always say, if you find two very intelligent, reasonable groups of individuals fighting as if they're villagers, they're either fighting about money or something. What is it you people are fighting about?
Speaker, you will answer those questions briefly or conclude.
Allow me, Chair, to answer this while standing, because I've taken a lot of time and seated. Before I start answering the questions, I'd like to just clarify this one matter, that the closure of the Assembly was not as a result of the impeachment motions. It was purely issue of security. So let's not link the two. Impeachment is going on elsewhere, but this particular day we were resuming duties from a recess, a short recess. And before we resume duties in the chambers, we have to go through House Business Committee. That is the procedure as you know it. So it is during the House Business Committee that is chaired by myself that hell broke loose. And we found ourselves in this situation of exchanging fists and finding a place to secure yourself. And I found myself in my office because this was happening in the Speaker's boardroom. So it has nothing to do with the impeachment. Impeachment is going on. I've gone to court to get some interpretation of the anomalies in the impeachment motions, and those are the issues that the court is trying to interpret. That is the clarification I want to make. My first question was, after lifting the suspension, have we sorted the issues? And that was a question from the chair. After lifting the suspension, the programs of the Assembly are running. And I would just pray that my members here, members of the County Assembly of Machakos, that will allow that we have a smooth running of the Assembly going forward without hitches, so that we can manage to complete the programs that are before us. So that is my hope. Otherwise, if we can again have insecurity, there will be a problem. But I just pray my MCAs, kindly we have been given this mandate by the Constitution to serve people of Kenya through legislation and oversight and representation. It is just only important that we put aside our differences and do the work of Kenyans. That is how I can say about that issue. The issue of budget process as prescribed in the law, adheres timelines. Before we went on recess, we made a resolution that while on recess, if any matter of importance comes to the table of the Speaker is at liberty to commit that matter to the necessary committee. So when we were served with the budget issue, I actually went ahead and committed the budget to the Budget and Appropriation Committee, and we have timelines, we have even work planned for it. And now that we have opened the assembly, we are going to proceed with the process of budget, and we are going to achieve it. I had attached in my proceedings the status.
Chair, maybe just sorry to interfere. What is the procedure according to your standing orders of how to commit a budget statement to the committee? Is it directly by assigning or by a motion in the House?
We had already made a resolution in the House, but whatever comes to my hands during the recess, it should be committed to the relevant committee. So that was a resolution, and that resolution is arrived as a result of a motion that has been gone through, the one for adjournment. Yes. So that has happened, and as we are talking right now, we already have the budget estimates committed to the appropriation and to the Budget and Appropriation Committee, because we received the documents from the CC Finance on 30th April 2025. So the budget estimates have been committed to all sectoral committees and the Budget and Appropriation Committee and for consideration. Public participation.
Sorry, when did you commit? Do you remember when you committed? On that same 30th April?
It was committed on 23rd of May.
On?
23rd of May.
So when did the CC bring to you? On 30th?
On 30th of April.
Okay.
Yeah. Then public participation, which is an exercise which the Budget and Appropriation Committee is planning to undertake before tabling the estimates in the Assembly. The passage of the Appropriation Bill 2025 is still within stipulated time. To my speech, I have also attached the tentative work plan for the budget estimates for the financial year 2025-2026. And I believe all the plan of our budget are there, and we shall be within time, because the last item is on 25th of June 2025, which is tabling the budget report in the House for approval. Perhaps I could just go through it. So, Senate, yeah, so we are within time, and we are going to make sure that this happens in time. The other question was on
when the meeting of the board was that determined that you lift the suspension?
The meeting of the board was on 22nd of May 2025, and the question was whether the board has a role in determining the calendar of the Assembly. Yeah. Chair, the circumstances under which I only consulted the clerk when I was suspending the Assembly have already been laid out. But there was no way I could seek any leadership consultation to make that decision. I think I've laid that down properly. When it came now to opening, it had nothing to do with the letter that was written by the Senate to us, but it was a day we had our committees, our board meeting, and it was an agenda in it on 22nd of May 2025. We had a board meeting and we passed this resolution. It was a board resolution. So the role of the board is that it is the apex of the institution. Having not had any close relationship with the leadership, because you have had it, the only other leadership that I saw was able to do this was the business, the board, because that leadership has, but the leadership and we have not been reading from the same script. But I hope as we leave this place, we'll be reading from the same script. So, Chair, that is the reason as to why I consulted the board and not the leadership. And so the lifting was not pursuant to the letter, but it was pursuant to the board resolution. Thank you. The other question was about the House Business Committee. As I indicated, before we do any business in the House, we have to ballot the business in the House Business Committee that I chair. And while doing my business committee, there was no consensus. The leadership of the House and the members of the House Business kept saying, you have no veto powers, you can't do this, you can't do the other. And I think it has clearly been explained. So there was nothing I could do. They did not advise me otherwise. They just were shouting and banging on the table. That culminated to the fight that ensued. So to be honest, there is nothing I could have done. That is the much I could have done. Payment of the committee. I had made it clear that the committees have, during the suspension, are not going to be paid because they have not worked. And that is what I meant when I said that if work has not been undertaken by a committee, they will not be paid. That is what I meant. But any committee that...
The committee said they have met and when the process. So are they being paid or not being paid? Because the work has already been done. Or you are disputing that work has already been done.
done, it will not be paid.
Okay.
That
Fine.
is
You
what
confirm
I'm
that.
saying. Thank you. The question about the clerk and not being confirmed. Chair, the clerk is on acting capacity right now. But the reason why he has not been confirmed is that we have a court case that is affecting his confirmation. Because we have a court case that has been taken, we have been taken to court, the board has been taken to court by the former clerk. And until those issues are resolved, we cannot confirm the clerk because the we don't know how the case will go. So that is the reason, Chair. Have the staff been paid, and if not, why? The staff have not been paid, and I've said clearly that we have not received money from the CCM Finance. He has refused to release our money, despite the fact that the Exchequer has released our funds. And they are giving excuses of 4th and 5th member being in the office. And you know very well that the County Assembly Service Board has nothing to do with payment of and transfer of funds to the Assembly. So this matter is still pending, and the staff, including the members of the County Assembly, they have not been, no one has been paid for the last 3 months. Honorable Senate, look into it. How to recover the time lost? Chair their programs to recover the time lost, and we are going to engage in such programs, and committees have already started working. We are ongoing. Plenary starts on 10th of June, and we surely will recover the time lost. The most important items that the activities of the Assembly that are statutory, we are going to meet them, because one of them is budget, and I've actually exhibited the programs in place right now, and we know we are going to meet the deadline. Sorry. We know we are going to meet the deadline, and we'll have the budget in place in time. Security provisions. Honorable Chair, yes, we don't mind more security. If it can be provided, we'll be very happy, so that things work well inside and outside the Assembly. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Speaker.
Point of order, Chair.
Yeah.
Madam Speaker has said that they'll recover, but how do they pass budget if the Assembly is not in place? I mean, budgets has to be passed. And Madam Speaker and the County Assembly of Machakos, we fight so much for the money that comes to the counties, fighting with the National Assembly. And once we pass money and it comes to the counties, we want to see that money being used. But otherwise you tally, and that money will come back to Treasury. And after fighting for it for this much, and that is when I'll be very, very mad. Kindly do something that no monies will come back to the Treasury.
Chair, I'm a bit surprised by the strategy. I'm not hearing a strategy like, can we open on Tuesday? Because what exactly do we mean by they're going to recover? Is the Assembly on? Yes. So we have our session running, not committee, I'm talking of the session.
Recess. Assembly is on recess.
Yes, I'm asking because you lost 20 sessions. 20 sessions. And Madam Speaker, take this seriously, because some of us have been in this panel of speakers. And we know that if you are serious Assembly, you should be having a program that goes for the whole year. If you are telling me 20 sessions can just collapse to nowhere, 20 sessions of actually the plenary, yeah, then I'm not very sure that you are a very serious house. 20. I would have expected you to say you will recover some before the recess is over. But so I want to be convinced where you are going to get 20 sessions.
Honorable Speaker, there are some that you
Chair, I think my question has not been answered. The issue of why the Hansard was not available on that day.
Thank you, Chair. The issue of Hansard, I am not sure that the Hansard in that office works, because I've never used them even a single day. Perhaps the clerk can clarify that point.
Sorry? Okay. I'm informed by the director procedure who was there that the officers who from the Hansard department who have their gadgets were not allowed in that day.
Where?
They were Yes, they were, according to him, they were restricted from entering into that committee meeting.
By who?
By the honorable members. That's what he's saying. Okay. Yes.
Don't talk for him. Let him talk.
Thank you, honorable members, Senate and County Assembly of Machakos. That day during the House Business Committee meeting, when members had convened and the officers, some of them had also convened, there are a number of officers who had been barred by members from entering the boardroom of the Speaker where the House Business Committee was sitting. The situation was that when the members of the House Business Committee were seated, the other members had already come to the floor at the door of the Speaker, and any other officer was not able to come in, including more sergeant at arms who were not able to get in to the boardroom of the Speaker where the House Business Committee was meeting. That is the situation.
Share clarity. Share clarity. Share clarity. When you came in here, you found the hazards working. You don't wait until members are in to go and put the hazards, and that's how you do it in Machakos.
Chair, I think maybe to add on to that, because we have had the response. It will guide us on our resolution. But it is very sad to hear that the honourable members have not been paid for the last 3 months. It is very, very sad.
And the workers and the cleaners.
Yes, and Chair, I think in our deliberation we should summon the CC Finance to appear before the Senate. This is just a recommendation. Yes, we need to understand whether it is both the CEC and the governor to appear before the Senate. And lastly, Chair, just to get correct stand on the issue of the budget estimate. What I understand, Chair, is that the Speaker suspended the Assembly on 8th of April. Then the budget estimates came on 30th of April. That is during the suspension. So my question is, because I understand, I don't know whether the standing order is the same here, but I understand when the budget estimates get to the County Assembly, the Leader of Majority tables them. Then they go to the Finance Committee and other sectoral committees. But the Speaker has said the County Assembly passed a motion to say whenever they are on recess, she can do that. But this was not recess. It was suspension. Was that year recess time or suspension? I mean, that is also need to be clarified. And finally, Chair, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say, Chair. So was it on recess, that year, the day on recess, or just a minute, or it was a suspension time?
Chair, she answers that. It's just a suggestion. Why can't you call off the recess and get into business? Why can't you call off the recess and recall back members to work and do the business of the House?
Okay, members, I think we're not on time. Time up. So let's conclude this.
Chair, I did not get a response to my question. I had asked why she found it necessary to suspend the House indefinitely instead of suspending only that disorderly sitting.
Yes. Maybe I can start with the one for Mheshimiwa Tobiko. I found it necessary to suspend the House indefinitely because of security issue. I did not know when and how we are going to get our security back. The situation was very bad, Honorable Senator. It was bad. I was to be killed personally. I have said that, and the witness is here.
Order.
Honorable Senator, I could not determine whether to open the following day because there is the justification was insecurity. And so it had to be dealt with before I can think of making a decision to
Okay.
Thank you.
That's the case.
So, excuse me, Chair. Just a follow-up. I'm asking about
needed
the
for-
standing
for a
order.
follow-up.
Oh, sorry.
A follow-up to that. How many sergeant at arms do you have at any one time? You know, when you have the business going on.
We normally have one at a go within the boardroom, for a committee.
Honorable Chair, I'm requesting that the follow-up questions, members, we will retreat into a session where we'll be able to discuss part of the detail. Speaker, you just made an allegation which, if we were to put you to test right and to put evidence, I don't know whether you can give evidence of killing. So I suggest that you be measured in there.
I withdraw that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just wanted to show how serious it was. I'm sorry.
Speaker, I think.
There was a question
Finish.
about when the budget estimates were served on us. The budget estimates reached us on 30th, which was within the suspension. And the recess started the recess we are in right now started on 14th of May. The day I committed the budget estimates to the committee was on 23rd May, when we had already lifted the suspension, and we are now on recess. Thank you.
Had you had a sitting? You said, you actually earlier said
yes,
that the powers to commit to the committee were given by a motion when you are going to recess.
Yes. But we were on
suspension?
Before we went on
When did the recess begin?
We were on
suspension.
Did the recess
taking
begin?
you backwards to where it started. Before we went on recess previously, we had made that resolution.
So you're talking about a previous recess?
Yes.
You were in session, you suspended that session on 30th April.
On 8th.
On 8th.
Of April.
On 8th April.
We were to resume on 8th, the day of the scuffle. We never resumed. Yes.
So the day of the scuffle was a day you were resuming from recess?
Recess, yes.
And okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Chair, I have just one clarity from the Speaker. Just one clarity, please. We have to put things right. Madam Speaker, you suspended the sessions due to security. Have you written a letter to IG talking about your insecurity and wanting reinforcement for your security, your own personal security?
It was not my personal security, but that of myself, the County Assembly, and the staff. So it was not my personal.
Have you raised this to the security apparatus?
I raised it with the CS of Interior and Interior.
There is a letter to that effect?
No, I talked to him.
Personally?
Yes.
Honorable Kavindu, just for us to remind just to remind her that in her submission, she said the security is now okay. We have a wall, we have a razor, and an electric, and CCTV. And you said...
Senator, I said we have enhanced order. And what I said what we have done to enhance, because I have been asked that question.
Okay.
Sasa assembly ifunguliwe iko security.
No, just please. We will make a decision.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Chair. I just want to bring into perspective the delays in disbursement to the County Assembly. It is this House that, because of CARA, we needed to adjust our budget, even the County Assembly of Machakos. Now, I know CARA was passed last year, I think, November. It has taken the board of County Assembly of Machakos 5 months to adjust their budget. Actually, once they were reminded by the CCM Finance that he cannot continue disbursing money to the County Assembly because they have not adjusted their budget. Once they did adjust their budget, I want to give some figures. Before they adjusted their budget, they had requested for 91 million. After the CCM Finance insisted that I cannot continue working with the unadjusted budget because I could end up disbursing more than the judge's budget could allow, to kindly do so. So the board met and they wrote the first request on 23rd.
Chair, order. You know, we are interrogating an issue that you're responding for a CC finance. I suggest, since we may consider that matter will be discussed.
I just wanted to say it as the head of business. I mean,
yes, we are hearing you, but you had a colleague say that we may need to call the executive. So I'm suggesting,
yes,
because we can't now start interrogating the detail of that letter now,
yes,
that we will actually seek a moment when we can look into that particular issue.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to clarify because someone wrote, the speaker talked about it. The other thing, the Chair, the issue of, passing on whatever documents that come from the executive, we did not pass any motion. It was actually communication from the Chair. It is not a motion. It is communication from the Chair. And she may want to say whether that is legal or not. The other thing, the last one, the Speaker keeps referring to the County Assembly leadership. I want to put it to this House, to this committee, that she has elected to work with another leadership that she has chosen herself. So she doesn't recognize the office of the Deputy Speaker. She doesn't recognize the office of Majority Leader and all these leaders, but she has elected to appoint and work with her own House leadership that is, I will say, okay, I've been...
Order, please, let him, he has the floor. None of you has the floor.
You know why I say this is because since she decided to unilaterally close the County Assembly, my line is open. I even can get communication from her through my official email. She has never consulted me on these leaders on anything since she decided to unilaterally close the House. So I think she communicates to other people and not us. If you don't communicate with us, how else are we supposed to communicate with you? And you purport to be the head of the institution. Thank you, Chair.
Now, the final from you. What is the leadership's proposal for the way forward? And I want you to take into account what Senator Hezena has said and what your own senator has said. Because the only reason we are sitting here is not to be entertained. It's because we want service delivery to resume in Machakos County. So for you, what are the 2-3 things that you see we must do in order for the House to resume on Tuesday? Is it or even tomorrow?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Maybe you'd give him 2 minutes to consult. Yeah, maybe you give him 2 minutes.
Do you want 2 minutes?
I know we have consulted.
Okay.
And I'm confident of what I'm saying. You know, the matter before you has its own internal mechanism in the County Assembly of Machakos to be discussed and resolved. But the office that should initiate that, I have just said, doesn't recognize leadership. So it is for that office to initiate.
No, I don't want you to fault find. You've already made that point. I want your solution.
My solution is that the
what is the solution? Not what that one will not do. Okay?
Part of the solution would be for the relevant offices to convene and speak to each other and not at each other.
Or if we say the Speaker should convene a meeting tomorrow with the leadership, you are assuring us that it will be a conversation, it will not be exchanging chairs.
Thank you, Chair. I have just said we would be speaking to each other, not at each other. That suffices to say that if she creates a good environment for the dialogue.
No. Environment is all of you. Creation of an environment is
Madam,
all of you. Just confirm that
Madam Chair.
As leadership, you are willing to sit down and move forward for the sake of Machakos County.
Madam Chair.
Yes, I want to confirm that we are willing to sit down unconditionally.
Madam Chair, thank you. Majority, I'm really impressed. But I thought all of you are in the same party.
Order, Senator. Order,
What happened to you people? Are you not in Wiper?
Order, Senator Onyonka.
I don't want to confirm.
Senator Onyonka, can I request that you don't answer that? Whether you are in the same party or not, Senator Onyonka.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At least you've gotten my point. Thank you.
I wanted to get an opportunity to answer.
Please.
Madam Chair, Wiper Party is not here. There is County Assembly of Machakos here, not Wiper Party.
Senator, allow the chair, yes. Senator Onyonka already conceded, and what we are doing, we are resolving an issue of Machakos County, isn't it? Now, there is a point of order. What is your point of order? Not an explanation of anything, a point of order.
Madam Speaker, Chair, I just want to send a word of wisdom to my colleagues. We are fighting for nothing. Nothing. The majority leader, and I have a lot of respect for this majority leader, is a very sober person, very sober. And I just want to request my honorable members, what we are fighting for is not here, neither there. Let's drop all affiliations, sit down, move the County Assembly of Machakos. What are we fighting for? Nothing.
Okay, it wasn't a point of order. It was reinforcing the point of majority that you are willing to sit.
But Chair.
Now, Senator Tobiko, you had something to do. You had something to say.
In agreement.
Okay.
Chair, my suggestion was going to be that we give them, even if it's 5 or so minutes, both sides, to give us solid way forward in terms of a solution to the impasse. As we also take the 5 minutes to take a short break, as we also consult on what is our resolution.
Now, we have had Senator Tobiko, do you know how to read minds? Now, you have half read the minds of the chair. We, as a committee, are going to retreat for 20 minutes. And we have had both sides. And we will come to then determine what we have had and make some recommendations as a committee to the County Assembly. As we do so, take the liberty to consult, and my view is we will not open for you to make speeches here. Whatever resolution you make, please put it in writing to our clerk so that they bring it to us where we are sitting. We are not going to give you mics to speak here. And then what we will come here, we will read and hopefully have a way forward for Machakos County. So we will, what is the time?
It's about 10 minutes after 1.
10 minutes after 1,
Can we
come back at 1:30 in order to finalize the session? Senator Kavindu.
And we have no chairs here to be thrown. We have no chairs to be thrown.
They are peaceful. They are
going
peaceful.
to behave like...
No, they are promised. And,
Senator Tobiko, they are peaceful. They are not going to throw any chairs to anyone, even when they go back to Machakos. What I wanted to say, Honorable Chair, is that
Order, Senator Kabindu. This is order, Senator Kabindu. That is unparliamentary language. Can you speak in...
Chair, Senator Kavindu is grossly out of order. Because in this assembly, I see people from my community who do not understand that language.
Senator Kabendo, can you withdraw? Can you now communicate in the correct language?
The County
Okay,
Assembly
Chair.
of Machakos.
Okay, Chair. I'm sorry, but I've gone out of my way a little bit. But I was telling them when we finish, they should not go in a hurry. We should have a meal together because the senators, this committee has prepared.
Order, Senator Kabendo. You are not a member of this committee. You are only a friend. So we will communicate. So we are agreeing. We are adjourning for 20 minutes, and we will be back here. Please be here in 1:30.